In this recording, I'll be recording the whole session of the user-defined functions which was taken up in the morning. So let's again talk about the need of functions. We have 4 basic needs of the function. By using the function, we can easily reuse the code which is written at once. कोई भी ऐसा कोड जो हमने एक बार लिखा है उसे हम again and again we can use that code without writing it again and again with this feature of function. Second, code sharing. By this feature, we can share the code written in the function body again and again at any place. For example, as we know that we can use any of the math function by just using it. As you can see, here I am using the math function pow with different inputs. So that means function provides us the flexibility of using the same code with different input values. We can reuse the codes which are given in these functions and we can share them in any of the different applications and different .py files. Next, it makes the program more readable. Because of the indentation, this you can find when I will make a function. And the last thing is that it helps in data abstraction. Abstraction is that we will be using the function without knowing the function body. Like in this, I'll be using this pow function without knowing that how is it calculating one value raised to the another value. I don't know what formula has been applied. I don't know what strategy has been applied. I'm just using the pow function. So this is what data abstraction. मैंने पहले भी explain किया है. Abstraction is that you are using something without knowing background details. Like you can, the only thing which you know is that if I will switch on the light switches on, without knowing how the circuit works in the background. So this is what abstraction is, and here in function it works on data abstraction. So now we are talking about the different parts of a function. To work over a function, we need to make two things. First is function body, another is function calling. So now I'll be discussing the practical part. Now let's see that here I am making a function. As we have already discussed that for making a function, we have to begin with def keyword. So up to now, I have defined the function. Now, as I said earlier, a function is complete with these two things, function body and function calling. So here I have made the function body, but now calling is still pending. This is what function calling is. So here I have defined a function which does not have any argument, which does not have any parameters. Now just by looking the function aside, let's talk little more about the features of the functions. So the very first feature about the function is that whenever we make a function, it always starts with a keyword def, and that very well you can see here that at the time of defining a function I started with def. Next thing, it is talking about the function name. You can choose any name as the function, like I have used here function. You can write ABC XYZ, the name of any person, but it is always better to use the name which is very much related to the task which we are going to handle. Like suppose if we are making a function for addition, it is better to give the function name as add, and if we are going to find the multiplication of two numbers, then it would be better to have the function name as multiply. So your function name should also always reflect the task which you are going to accomplish in that particular function. Now it is here talking about the parameters. Parameters are the ones which we pass as the values to a function. As it is optional, so I will be talking little later about it, because I have not passed any argument here, any parameter here, because as it is optional, and in this function I have not used the concept of parameters. Then another mandatory thing is that at the end of the function header we have to use colon, and that is very much reflected here, that this is basically the function header. इस फंक्शन हेडर को हम एक और नाम से कॉल कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट इज फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप. So if I will say this is a prototype, or I will say this is a function header, both are the same things. Now as we can see here, a colon is always mandatory thing to end the function, and that is what we can see here, that at the time of defining the function I ended the function header with this colon. This colon shows, this colon tells that whatever further Python statements I am going to write, they will come under the function body, and they will actually making the body of the function. So next thing, it is talking about the indentation level. Actually this is as same as we were using in for loop. This you can see here very well, that the line under the function body are little indented. So this indentation says that these statements comes under the function body. Then again it is talking about an optional statement that is written. As it is optional and I have not used it in this program, so I will be talking about it little later. So now we have discussed two main important things about the program, function body and function calling. So now let's back to the types of the functions. Basically we have four types of function, but in this particular recording I'll be talking about only two types of function. One is function with arguments and another is function without arguments. So the program which I have made here is the function without arguments. As I said earlier that arguments are optional, so I have not used any argument here. I have not passed any arguments.